What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Awesome Nerd Show. Zeo here, bringing you more Marvel Legends. And this time we have this Amazon exclusive X-Men pack that includes Psylocke, Nimrod, and Fantomex. So it's kind of like an X-Force pack. We get a Nimrod, which is like the first time ever, so that's really cool. I think it looks awesome. We get a new version of Psylocke in her X-Force outfit, so with all the black, but pretty much the same figure we've had before. And then an updated Fantomex, which looks really cool in that nice black and white outfit. But just a cool looking set overall with these three figures. And if we look around on the back of the box, all it's got is just pictures, no story or words or anything like there usually is for the characters, but very nice looking overall. So this is just an awesome looking pack, and again, it's an Amazon exclusive, so if you want to find it, that's where you can find it. But let's go ahead and just open the setup to check these figures out. So we're starting off here with Psylocke, and she looks pretty good. She has a little bit of weirdness going on to her. I feel like almost every Psylocke we have doesn't always look exactly perfect, but she looks as best as she probably could. But Psylocke, if you didn't know, is Elizabeth Braddock, and she's the twin sister of Captain Britain. And in her teen years, she started to develop her precognitive powers, which led her to dyeing her hair purple and becoming a model until at age 21, where her full psychic powers emerged. And she ended up joining the X-Men after being rescued by the New Mutants from Mojo. And then at some point in her story, she ends up switching bodies out with Quanon. I don't know if I'm even saying that name right. And she became a master assassin for the Hand Clan, where she ended up learning a bunch of her fighting skills and how to focus her powers. So if you see her now in like comics and everything, she's technically like a Japanese woman instead of a British woman, which is kind of cool. But her brains and stuff was switched out of the body, so she got switched into the Japanese lady's body. And with her great skills and everything, that eventually led her to being selected by Wolverine to join him in the X-Force, along with Deadpool, Archangel, and Fantomex, which we'll see next. So she looks pretty cool overall. She's in an all-black suit since this is in the X-Force body. That's why I wanted to include that. So you can usually tell with they have the X-Men logo there on like their belts or whatever. It's usually the black and red color, so that's what hers is. And then they usually wear out like black and grays. It's pretty cool overall for the X-Force version of Psylocke. So if we look at her face there, again, her face doesn't really look too bad. You can kind of see like that Japanese sort of look into it, but I don't think it's like pretty noticeable. Like on the picture on the box and stuff, you can really see it, but it just looks like a pretty much normal face. But she does have that purple hair, as was mentioned there, so it looks really nice. It's purple with some shading going on to us, like a dark streak there and at the bottom and stuff, but it looks pretty nice overall. Then she has like the all black skin tight suit, so it comes up to her neck, the white belt, the sleeves there, up her arms, and then the suit down her legs, where she has the cuts out where you can see her skin in there. So Psylocke always seems to like to show skin a lot, but with her being a model, it kind of makes sense. So overall, it doesn't look too bad, but it's a normal female body, so it has the skinnier joints, and they can always get messed up, especially in like packaging. But for moments, her head there can twist side to side and go all the way around. Usually the hair gets in the way, but hers can move out, and she can look down and look up. The shoulders come up over 90 degrees there and can rotate around. Then she's got the single elbow joint that comes there just a little over the 90-degree mark, but it has the twist in there as well. And then the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. She has the ab crunch right there under her chest, so she doesn't really crunch too much at all. It's like feels really stiff or something, but she has a little bit of crunch, but it's mostly the twist there for her. The legs come up 90 degrees there, out to the side about that far. She got the thigh twist and the double knee joint that bends up that far. And then the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side. And so Psylocke has a bunch of different powers, and so she has telekinesis, which allows her to make herself go invisible. She can create force fields and weapons, such as we'll see with her accessories. She has the ability to make herself fly, and then she also has telepathy, which allows her to create illusions in people's minds. You can do mind control, and then she can even track people. So all pretty cool there for the powerful Psylocke. And then she comes with a bunch of different accessories. So she has a fist hand and a grip hand there, as you can see, and she comes with an additional grip hand there for her left hand if you want to switch them out. She comes with her face mask here, so again, it's just a part of using her psionic powers and creating a face mask sort of like a shield. So you can just take and you just slide that right onto her face. She has her katana sword that's named Shirayuki, I think is how you say it. Of course, I don't really know, but it's a nice katana that has the psionic power flowing through it again with that purplish pink color there. So that's pretty awesome. We can slide that into her hand. And then, as I mentioned, how she can create weapons and everything, she has the psionic knife here too, which is just a little thing sort of like knife or blade she can form. So it's just her concentrating all her powers that she can form like actual objects here with the pink, and then she can use them to stab people. And this just goes onto her fist, so you just take her fist hand and leave that on, and then just slide this over the top of it. So she has that there as an extra weapon, and she's now ready for battle with all of her blades and powers. And next up, we've got Fantomex, and this is kind of a weird character with all sorts of weird, confusing backstory, so I'm going to try my best. But his name is Charlie Cluster 7, and he is also known as Weapon 13, and he was created from the Weapon Plus program, pretty similar to what made Wolverine. But this was an experiment with technology and human hybrid, so he was created kind of like a super soldier, but made from Sentinel technology, so he's kind of like a robot as well. But eventually he ended up joining with the X-Force, where he was known for being the one that shot the child Apocalypse when they went back in time to try and find Apocalypse to try and stop him before he could cause all the chaos, but they found him as a child, and Fantomex was the only one anyone that was willing to shoot him. But what's most confusing about him is that he was engineered with 3 brains, and so eventually where the main version of him dies, his brain is separated out into 3 different clones, so he becomes 3 different people. So he becomes Fantomex, he becomes Cluster, and then he also becomes Weapon 13. So he's now 3 people, and I know like one of them's a girl. And to make it even more confusing, he has a sentient nervous system inside of him that can separate it out, and it's called Eva. So all sorts of confusing stuff going on here with Fantomex, but I think the figure looks really cool. This is an updated version because I want to say the last one there probably was maybe from Toy Biz, but I know it's been a long time. And I guess this is a much needed upgrade version, but he looks really cool in an all nice black and white outfit. So he has the like complete hood on there with the black on top, which looks cool. Pretty much all white with the black detailing, so it has all the black lines, a nice diamond there on his back, nice jagged edges with the black and everything going all the way down. Black gloves, white jacket, black boots, and then the belt on, of course, with the XForce logo, the black and red, and some holsters there on his thigh and everything. So just pretty cool looking overall. So for his movements, his head there can twist side to side. It's hard to get it around even more. He can look down and look up that far. His shoulders come up about 90 degrees there and can rotate around. He's got the bicep twist, double elbow joint that only comes up about that far just because of his glove piece, and then the wrist twist around and flex back and forth. Then he's got an ab crunch there, so he can crunch that far forward, so pretty good there, and then barely back at all, mostly because of the coat. Twist right out, the waist can twist all the way around there. The legs come up 90 degrees there and out to the side about that far, pretty good. Thigh twist and the double knee joint that you have to fight with but can come up that far. And then right at the top of his boot, he's got the shin twist, so his foot can twist all the way around there. And of course has these stupid bands that go at the top of the boot that keep falling down and everything. We even tried like heating them up to get them real malleable and press them up as high as they would go and hoping they would stick, but of course they've just fallen right back down again. And then his foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. But unfortunately his feet are like absolutely terrible, and like you can't get him to just stand straight on, so you always have to have his knees bent and everything just to get him to stand up. So there it looks like he's like crouching down. These stupid things keep falling down. So just overall his legs are just a complete mess on this figure. But for Fantomex and his powers, as I mentioned, he has Eva as his nervous system, and so because of that he doesn't really experience much like pains or emotion himself. He has the cyber mind with 3 brains in it, as I mentioned, and nano-active blood. And with all this it gives him a healing factor. He has superhuman agility and strength, and then he actually has ceramic armor, so that's pretty cool too. So for Fantomex, he uses guns a lot. So we've got the 2 like handguns here, so weird looking like futuristic handguns, but they come with the blast effects again, so you have the little effects that go into the end of them, and then they also come with the smoke effect too, so we can like go ahead and switch one out. So there we got that. So we got a smoking gun as well, so we can go ahead and put these in his hands. So there he's all loaded up with the guns now, and you can also take those and stick them into the holsters there on his thigh as well, which is pretty cool. So overall though, I think the figure looks really cool, but like I mentioned, his legs are just a disaster. It's so hard to get him to stand up, and with those stupid things falling down, we'll have to like glue him up or something. It's just super annoying that they keep doing that with the Marvel Legends. I wish they would stop. But overall Fantomex looks really cool though, so perfect addition to the team. And our final figure, the main thing from this pack, is Nimrod. So Nimrod looks pretty cool here. He's just an all nice white color with some pink detailing that I think looks really cool. But if you don't know about Nimrod, he's a mutant hunting sentinel from the future, where he was created in a future where sentinels ruled everything, so that's why he looks so advanced. But he ended up coming from the future to the present by following Rachel Summers back through time, and then he comes to our present time. But he eventually ends up doing stuff where he adapts, and instead of just killing all mutants like sentinels are kind of made for, he only goes after mutants that are deemed outlaws by the government, so pretty much like the X-Men characters. But one thing that's pretty cool for his story that we'll end up seeing next year is that he eventually meets up with Master Mold, which is just a giant sentinel that like kind of makes all the other sentinels. But they meet up together and they end up merging together, and they form into Bastion, which is like a human looking character. And we'll begin Bastion with the giant sentinel from Hasbro, so we'll have that figure as well, so that's really cool. So as I mentioned, pretty much just a sentinel, so he's just a futuristic sentinel here. I really like the all white. It's like got a nice pearl color to it, so it's nice shiny and everything. Then like the hot pink color just really stands out. I like the whole design here on his chest. Reminds me of like Iron Man though, but he has the triangle with like hot pink. It almost looks like a jewel. Nice head design here, so it's got like a domed head. Reminds me a lot of like Juggernaut, but it's got the face in there, so you can see the face, you know, pretty similar again like an Iron Man, but with the pink around it. Looks really cool. And then the pink lines going all throughout the body, like I said, just looks really cool. I really like the look of this. Pretty much designed like a Build-A-Figure based off like the Crimson Dynamo and stuff, just the way it's designed all together. Just a big giant like Iron Man robot almost is what it is. But just looks pretty cool overall. It has the wings there on the back as well, which you can take off if you didn't want, but I just like it on there with that hot pink color. That matches perfectly with Psylocke and everything, so that's pretty cool there on his back. But for his movement, so his head doesn't really move too much at all. It's kind of just in there, so you can't really do too much. But his shoulders do come up, and if you kind of push it, they do get close to 90, but not fully up there, but it can rotate around as well. Then it's got the bicep twist and a single elbow joint that comes up about that far, so about 90 degrees. And the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. It has like an ab crunch here, but doesn't really like crunch much at all. But it does twist side to side. The legs do come up a little bit, close to 90 degrees there. You just have to kind of twist them out to the side there, but they have that thigh twist there as well. Then we got the double knee joint that bends up about that far, so he's pretty close to kicking his own butt. And then with the way the foot designs, it pretty much can only just move back and forth a little bit. It can do a little bit twisting in there, but just the way it's designed, as you can see, you can't really get a whole lot of movements in there with the feet. So overall, I just think this looks really cool. I really like that white design with the pink into it. Just really makes it stand out and everything. So for the Nimrod's powers, as I kind of mentioned, he's the most advanced version of a Sentinel, and he can even alter his form to appear as a human, which is pretty cool. It kind of goes into like Bastion. And with it being more advanced, it has auto repair and mutant sensors, of course, and it can even teleport. And then I guess like externally, he can project concussive blast, manipulate magnetic energy, so kind of be like Magneto, and generate its own force field. So that all sounds pretty cool for Nimrod there. But for his accessories, we get 2 fist hands here, so 2 fists, so we can actually, you know, beat up people, which is pretty cool. But we also get these cool blast effects that we can stick into his hand, again in like this hot pink color. But you just take these and pop them into the holes here on the hand. So there we got Nimrod with the 2 blast effects, which of course you can't really like get it out too well. Like his hands don't bend out far enough to be able to do it like straight on. But if he's so big and everything, he can be shooting down on people, which would be pretty cool as well. But just cool effects there with the pink and everything. And finally, he comes with an additional head, and I believe this is the old style head, like based off the original version of it. So this is what the faces look like, where they were more of the pink, where this is like the newer version, more like modern day version with the white on the inside, I believe. So you can switch out either heads if you want, but I just like the normal head on it. So that's gonna be it for this Amazon exclusive Marvel Legends 3 pack with Psylocke, Fantomex, and Nimrod. It's a really cool pack overall. Like I said, none of the figures are exactly perfect. They all have some movability issues, but that's just part of the Marvel Legends figures in general. I think the Psylocke looks good in the all black outfit, but the pink details really add a lot to her that make me like it. Fantomex is pretty good overall, except for his legs, so if that could be fixed, that'd be perfect. And Nimrod, just color-wise and design, looks absolutely awesome with the white and the pink, but just his feet are a little bit messed up getting those feet all situated properly. But other than that, I really enjoy this set. So nice, good addition. You get 2 more figures for your XForce, so we can have a whole XForce team pretty much now, and a big Nimrod to fight him and everything. So that's pretty cool overall, I think. But let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more Marvel Legends. But thank you all for watching this video. Remember to stay awesome out there, and I'll see you next time.